Dr. Dallal, thank you so much for being here today. We're very happy to have your first student interview. And on behalf of all the students, we'd really love to welcome you and just get to know you better. So thank you for being with us and welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be with you.
You officially joined AUC as president on October 15th. Congratulations on the parade, by the way. What were some of your first impressions of AUC?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you. There are many impressions, not just one or two. And the impressions are not just during the parade, but from my earlier encounters with AUC. Some of the immediate impressions have to do with the quality of work that the faculty do here and the level of intelligence and also the engagement that some of our students. I haven't met the whole community, and I look forward to knowing everyone in the weeks to come. But there is inspiring work which is being done here, and it's really great work. It's meaningful work which has meaning both within the society in which we live and also within the region. So this is my first impression. And then of course there is this beautiful campus. It's a remarkable campus. It's so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful campuses that I've seen, and it's a gem.
I heard that you used to be a mechanical engineer. However, I know that now you're more of an academic in Arabic and Islamic studies. So what would you say was your favorite subject when you were a student and even to now? And were you a good student?
Yes, there are many subjects, many favorite subjects that I've had that kept on changing over time. I was very good at math. I loved math, and I was very good at math, and that's one of the reasons why I chose engineering and worked in a science-related, in a STEM field, professional field. But I also loved history, and as I was studying engineering, I audited many courses in history, and I've always loved history. If I have to choose one topic, I would probably choose history, broadly defined, including history of science. Having a historical perspective on the history of science. Scientists tend to think short term of the most recent discoveries, and they forget quite often that there is a history to what they've been doing. But I love many, and the types of fields that I get interested in have to do with my interest at a particular time, my academic interest, and what I'm teaching or what I'm studying, what I'm practicing, and the sort of perspective that I can bring to whatever topic I'm studying.
Since you encountered the students in the inauguration and on campus during this week, what advice would you like to give the current students?
Most important advice that I would give to students anywhere is to do things that they're passionate about, that they love, because that is the primary requisite for excellence and for excelling in what you do. So whatever you do, first of all, experiment with multiple fields, with multiple disciplines, with multiple areas of study before you make a final choice of what is it that you want to study and do. And then figure out what you like most and develop your expertise in that area. Because if you are working in an area which you like, you will be able to excel.
So speaking of students and areas of expertise and passion in studies, you mentioned in your inaugural speech that AUC should explore more fields in which the university would make meaningful contributions, specifically in data science, artificial intelligence, environmental studies, urban studies, the water, food, and energy nexus, and the range of cultural studies in a country which has contributed so much to human civilization. So why do you choose these specific fields, and why are they important to AUC today and to AUC students?
The reason I've mentioned these particular fields, these are, by the way, fields that are emerging fields across higher education. These are the most popular fields that are being now considered and introduced in higher education. They're relevant, first of all, because of the new trends in higher education. These are new emerging fields, but they're relevant also because of the social impact and the importance of these disciplines. These are some of the areas. As I said, this is not an exclusive area. There are other fields. Public health perhaps is one possible area like this, and many others. And again, we have to calibrate. We have to decide where can we make a significant difference, where do we need to build our capacity, and where do we need to contribute. And by the way, this is not just about service. It certainly is about service. It certainly is about emerging trends in higher education. but it's also about the employability of our students. These are the jobs of the future. The jobs of the future will have to do with the needs of the future. So we need to train our students so that they could fill these positions, these jobs of the future that are needed in their societies.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, student life has been having instability in its regulations for, as you mentioned, the campus access and the permissions for the events and so on. So students are asking, what vision do you have for student life in general?
Everyone is trying to restore some level of normalcy back to our lives because we need to learn to operate under conditions of instability. The pandemic is not completely gone. There is so much that we still don't know about the pandemic, but we need to find ways to restore, a measure of normalcy to our lives, and that means restoring activities and a lively environment for our students and for our community as a whole. But we need to do it carefully because we still have risks. So the decision is we want to restore normalcy, but we would want to do it carefully and cautiously so that we don't take risks.
So earlier you spoke a bit about research and researching in different fields. As a graduate student, I myself understand a bit about the importance of research. So we would like to know, what is your vision for research and academic research specifically at AUC?
Some people ask the question of, are we a teaching institution or a research institution? I don't completely agree with the way this question is often sometimes posed. In today's world, where students are expected to be problem solvers, where employers, for good reason, are looking for students who will go out and are creative and are capable of thinking outside the box and coming up with real life solutions, these students have to be researchers, have to be able to do research, have to be able to reinvent themselves, have to be able to be long life learners who go out, work, and as they're working, they do additional research to educate themselves so that they could solve problems they never thought of before as they were studying in the university. And it's one of the leverages, it's one of the comparative advantages of a university like AUC that we have and we need to live up to and deliver on.
Our last question is, what message would you like to give to the AUC community?
Be confident. There are gems in this university. There are true intellectual gems, both in our faculty and the research that they do and the abilities of our students. I've heard things about the competitive environment that we live in. That's fine, that's good. It makes us do better, a better job. It's fine to have competition. And I don't worry about competition. I think competition is a drive. I think we have what it takes to continue to excel and continue to shine within the environment in which we live, to collaborate with other institutions, but also to play a leadership role in this collaboration. So, there will be many messages that I have, but I would say let's believe in our ability to contribute in education, to contribute in research, to contribute in service.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ahmad Dallal, for joining us today. It was a real pleasure, and we hope that we answered all the questions for students, and to have you again in another interview throughout the year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.